Yo, good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is Matt from Upsilon Mining coming back at you with another video. And I decided to do a cliche video since everyone else on the planet is doing videos about this right now. But you guys haven't heard, and you probably should have heard by now. And if you haven't heard, have you been living under a rock? NiceHash released a 100% unlock. Now, supposedly this unlock is not like a watered down type of unlock like you're seeing in a lot of the other miners on HiveOS and Linux, like the T-Rex unlock or LOL miner unlock, which relies heavily on different things like a power spike and tricky manipulation of the algorithm to get higher hash rate. It literally is unlocking the LHR that was put in place by NVidia to stop miners because we're such horrible human beings for mining on their cards. So the LHR, limited hash rate lock, is only usable on the Windows version of NiceHash QuickMiner. If you haven't figured that out, go to nicehash.com and take a look at the QuickMiner. So the way it works is the QuickMiner uses their own mining software, which is called an excavator, which runs in Windows. I really would like them to get this over to Linux. That'd be really cool. And then you basically will tune your cards using OCTune. So let's take a look here. What is QuickMiner? QuickMiner? Oh guys, I know you just woke up, so I'm having sleep still. It is a one miner designed for ease of use, featuring game code for gamers and auto overclocking OCTune. It has a smooth and efficient profiles that are easy to set and maximize your profits. So I guess we could tweak the overclocks with OCTune. I've used it before. It's kind of clunky. I'm not a big fan of it. Be forewarned. NiceHash miner supported? Not yet. They're looking at moving it over the actual NiceHash miner, which is different than the QuickMiner, which is just a command line tool which runs in a console window. All LHR GPUs are supported except 3050 and 3080 12 gigabytes. Latest NVidia drivers looks like are required. No support for Linux. Only Dagger Hashimoto, which is ET-hash. And it says not to use Afterburner. Now a lot of guys who are into GPU mining use Afterburner to tune their overclock their cards. Don't use Afterburner. Do not use Afterburner, even though it looks nicer and easy to work with. Because OCTune looks like it was thrown together by a grade 9 student who's never heard of CSS before as a web developer. It's a bad UI, but I guess it works. So I mean, beggars can't be choosers. You can't choose any third-party miners. You got to use the excavator, and they put a joke here too. I know this is a joke because I've seen this. A kind of magic by Queen, which is pretty cool. It's a good song. Maybe I'll listen to that later, actually. The Queen. I love Queen. Alright, so 3060 LHR is 50 mega hash, 3060 Ti LHR is 60 mega hash, 3070 LHR is 60 mega hash, 3070 Ti LHR is 81 mega hash, 3080 10 gigabyte LHR is 98 mega hash. I have one of those, and I have a 12 gigabyte 3080 Ti, which should be fine. You get 120 mega hash. That's crazy. So the 3080 Ti's now, with the unlocker, I'm getting around like 90. The one card I have is getting around 91 mega hash, just because it's a silicon ladder issue. Claims you can get up to around 120, but I don't think it'll be able to push it to 120. Maybe 110. We'll see, I guess. So now what I need to do is I got a fresh SSD and a USB, which means I'm going to install this put this SSD into my hanging rig, which is behind me, and I'm gonna install Windows from the USB onto it, and then I'll install VNC onto it so I can remote into it, and I will see you in a second. Okay. Alright guys, so I just took the old SSD out which had HiveOS on it, and I'm going to install
this one here. What I'd like to do eventually, though, is maybe do like a dual boot type of thing. If you guys have any suggestions for what's the best way to have Windows 10 and HiveOS installed on one SSD, let me know. I'd be interested in just being like, just at the beginning when it boots up, just to be able to select. That would be cool. But for now, we just have a separate SSD. We're going to boot up Windows 10 from this. So here we are. We ran Windows, set up the Windows 10 USB in there, and created a boot disk, and I'm just going to go install. Nope, don't have a product key. I'm going to put Windows 10 Pro just because I like Windows 10 Pro. Except the no mouse, so I'm keyboarding it all. Okay, so it turns out the partition that I had on the SSD wasn't clean, so I had to use diskpart in Windows to actually go in and so I already had the partition, but it was I had to clean it. So I ran diskpart, I selected the disk, and then I just basically cleaned the disk, so it was a fresh start and it started installing. So I guess that's the solution. I'll post that in the description. Okay, so what a hassle. We got it installed with the Wi-Fi setup, and now I'm going to install VNC server. So I use VNC to connect to other computers remotely from my main computer. So this will allow me to put my rigs in the garage or wherever, and I don't need a screen set up with them. And I can do the overclocking and do maintenance on them, install NiceHash and everything else. So I'm gonna get VNC installed. It's actually free up to like so many computers. You can use the cloud license, so you can actually use log in with your cloud credentials, and you could, I think you could add up to 10, maybe 5 devices for free without any issue. So go to RealVNC.com, install this thing, and then put the server on all the rigs that you have, and this will allow you to connect to those rigs remotely from anywhere, and do maintenance on the rigs. So when I get back, I will see you on the computer.
Alright guys, what an ordeal. Okay, finally got it all set up, installed, Windows updates on there. I had some issues with the Wi-Fi. I knew I didn't want to do this because I just didn't want to have to do the mining. Like I do my normal day-to-day work in Windows, because I do .NET development, but I did not want to have to run my mining rigs off Windows just because there's a couple of issues. So I went to install it, I got it installed, and I also installed VNC server on that machine, which means I can connect to it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect onto it right now, and as you can tell, we have the connection up. It's not the greatest resolution-wise, but it's good enough for us to do what we need to do, I think. So this is the VNC server that's on there. And now what we want to do is disable automatic updates. What I want to do is just go to this search icon, go edit group policy. Okay, so I've done that. Once you go to edit group policy, you'll go into local group policy editor. Okay, go to administrative templates, open up Windows components. Okay, and keep going down until you find Windows updates right here. Okay, open Windows update up. You can just let's open this up a little bit wider so you can see it. Okay, so we're going to configure automatic updates. So double click on that. Okay, go on disabled. Okay, and disable it. So now it's why is it that? So go here, disabled. And apply. Yep, apply. And then now you have, sorry, the screen's kind of small. Configure automatic updates, disabled. So disable it. So that's going to make sure that it's not going to go on its own. Here, pre-release. Where you download it? Here. Okay, so we're going to download this QuickMiner. I don't know what what they actually did here to get the LHR full unlock, but it's pretty crazy. So we're going to do a release candidate and we install it. Okay, 0540RC. It's going to create NiceHash, it'll apply optimize on this. So we're gonna hit install, because there's different like preset modes, right? There's like light, medium, high, and then you can like optimize it yourself, and it supposedly it will do an auto tune as well. I'm not sure how well the auto tune works, but I think the ticket really is to use OCTune. But let's see how far this works like this. Accept. All right, so let's go back to here. Now I didn't install the NVidia drivers, so I'm probably going to need to do that. Let's try. Hold on. Let's install the NVidia drivers. Man, this moves out of the way for now. Move. Come on. Let's exit out here for now. Okay, so we installed it, but let's install the NVIDIA driver. So GeForce 3060. All right, so 30 series. We're gonna go 3060. Windows 10, 64-bit download. We're just gonna go game ready, just the driver. Okay, so here we are, guys. We are back on. We got all the drivers installed. We got a 3060. So two 3060s, a 3060 Ti. Two 3080s, one's LHR, one's full hash rate, which is that Founders Edition I'm having issues with, and a 3080 Ti. So let's we have to verify that. So we're in the VNC viewer here. We're going to launch up QuickMiner, okay? And we're going to copy this wallet address here, and we're going to paste it into there, okay? And we're going to call this Upsilon Rig 001. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Alright guys, so I'm back again. Okay, so the issue was you need more RAM. So basically, if you have to sum all your GPU's RAM, for example, if your rig has 6 GTX 1080s, you'll need 48 gigabytes of virtual memory. So what it says here is to actually increase the actual RAM, or so it basically says if mining virtual memory is required to substitute physical RAM when spikes of work will happen. For example, if your system has 8 gigabytes of RAM and you have 6 RX 580 gigabytes, you'll only be able to use 2 of these cards. This depends on the algorithm, of course. So I installed another 8 gigabytes of RAM. So hopefully, with 8 gigabytes. What? It's still complaining about virtual memory. Okay, so settings under performance. Where's that? Advanced system settings. Performance. It said. Performance, advanced, virtual memory change. Okay, so we'll do custom. Navigate to advanced settings, change under deselect automatically, and then select custom input initial size and maximum. Calculates the value based on your rig's total VRAM. Note that the speeds are in megabyte, the sizes probably in megabytes, not in gigabytes. So what do we have here on this rig? .360 Ti, 8 gigabytes. A 3080 Ti 12, 10 gigabyte 3080. So we're looking at 56 gigabytes, 1024 megabytes, 57344. Okay, so let's go. Set. Like literally, the resolution is just crap. Let's see if it took. Okay, we're good. God. Okay. Let's try it now. Close this calculator out. So if you guys don't know what I did, I just added up all the gigabytes for the memories, the VRAM sizes for each of the cards, times 1024, which will give us the total number of megabytes required for VRAM, which I might not need that extra RAM now, hopefully. So yeah, there's that one that's throttling. Let's ignore this for now. Let's turn up this 3080. Let's put this to high on this 3060 and see what happens. So I know I was getting around 40 mega hash before on these 3060s. So let's put both of them actually to high. Let's see what happens. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of setup involved because you have to get all this stuff configured. One of them crashed. So I'm going to let it run, see if it makes any difference here. I'll get an error here. What's that? What's that error? Please check locally. Okay, so it's back to money again. 50 mega hash on the 3060s. Let's see if that'll... Okay, so it's crashing. It's just crashing still. It keeps crashing. I'm not sure which one's crashing. One of them's crashing. Can't really tell which one crashed, but it crashes and it restarts. So maybe I'll have to just go one at a time through the cards and see. So I'm just going to do that in the interest of time, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so at this point I just stopped recording because it kept crashing. I kept getting literally the blue screen of death. I would literally alter the overclock settings in OCTune and it would crash, and then I had to restart the computer. I had to do this dozens and dozens of times for each card. It took hours and hours, so it was a big giant hassle. So if you guys ever seen the blue screen of death, it is not very much fun, but that's all that happened. There's a lot of blue screens of death over and over again. Wouldn't have this problem as badly in HiveOS. Just another point of paying attention with working with Windows 10. Okay guys, so we got everything tuned, and let's take a look at what we have here. So everything's kind of chugging along pretty nicely. So we're going to basically go into the system tray here, and we're going to right click on the NiceHash QuickMiner icon and click on OCTune. That's going to bring out the built-in tuning mechanism. So don't use Afterburner, as I mentioned. So what we have here is we got the 6 GPUs. Finally got it stabilized. It took quite a few hours today. Lots of blue screens of deaths, like over and over blue screens of deaths. It was like dozens of times probably. I had to restart the computer over and over again. Finally got it stabilized, and we are pulling around 404 mega hash right now. So if you guys don't know, it's pretty simple to use this tool. You simply select the what I do here is I select one device at a time. So I did one device at a time, and then I went down to this part here where it says overclocking, and then I just simply started just altering the memory clock, just small amounts at a time. Now I think this is not absolute core clock, so this is like in relation to what it's set as like in the BIOS. So this will alter it. So these numbers will actually be smaller than what you see in HiveOS. Like if I go to HiveOS, you'll see that the overclocks are still different. So the 3080 Ti in HiveOS, if you look at the overclock there, I'm going to drag it over there, you'll see that the HiveOS overclocks are at 1650 for the memory for this 3080 Ti. But if you look here on Windows with OCTune and QuickMiner, you'll find that 785 was the limit I can go at. Anything above like maybe 800 to 850 would crash for sure. So this is kind of a safe number that I found was relatively stable. I dropped the power limit down to 303 watts to get some decent amount of efficiency out of the card. So we are at... for that card, we are at 373 kilohash per joule efficiency. And then take a look at some of the other cards here. We got some really high efficiency levels on the 3060s. We're now pulling 47 point, almost 48 mega hash on those. I couldn't get it to 50 like advertised. It would crash. Silicon lottery, like I said, guys, before. The 3060 claims you can get around 60 mega hash. I was only able to pull around 55 because, once again, the card would crash if I started pushing the memory delta too high as well. And the 3080, I did pretty good on that one. The 3080 Ti was able to get 94 mega hash, which is not too bad. Normally you'd get around 99 to 100, up to maximum 101 mega hash in these cards. So I was able to get 94 mega hash here. Previously I only got 78 on QuickMiner. Sorry, NiceHash on HiveOS. Keep messing those up. And the 3080 Ti, we're getting 113 mega hash at 307 watts. So let's take a real quick look at the comparisons now. So I came up with a nice little diagram here to show before and after. So this is before. Let's take a look at before here. So if you look at this, what we have here is, why is that coming up? Let me take that tool off. Okay, so you look before, we have the 6 cards here. We got a total of 340 mega hash. We are now up to 404 mega hash. This was pulling 1,089 watts. Sorry, it was pulling 1,036 watts before on this rig here, roughly. At the wall, this is reading 1228. So there's a discrepancy. So at the wall for NiceHash, no, my goodness. At the wall for HiveOS before, 1228. At the wall for QuickMiner, we are at 1334. That means we went up by 106 watts, but for that we gained 64 mega hash, which isn't too bad. It's kind of like adding an extra card on. I was hoping to get those numbers down a little bit more, and I could probably still tweak those numbers. But I mean, hey, we're still ahead at the end of the day. I could probably get these some of these voltages down just a little. Sorry, these wattages down just a little bit more on these cards. So I'll continue to tweak them over time. So I mean, there you have it, guys. It looks like it was a relative success. I would have liked to see that energy use to be about the same or a little bit less. I could have been. My overclocks are probably not as efficient as they could be. I'm going to work on tweaking them a little bit more. I could probably drop these power levels a little bit down more even, and not sacrifice too much hash rate as I go. So thanks a lot, guys. If you like this video, please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification button to get more notifications. I guess when I that's why it's called notification button, the bell, so you get notifications when I release new videos. Please comment below if you post your results up. I'd like to see what your results are and compare those to mine, and maybe help out the rest of the viewers and community. Also help get optimal overclocks here. So what I guess in the end, what I recommend going for the QuickMiner, for me there was a lot of extra work. I had to flash an SSD, I had to install Windows 10, I had to install all the drivers on that thing. I had to go through blue screens of deaths over and over and over again. In HiveOS, it makes it much easier to restart rigs and look at logs and whatnot. It's kind of hard to see which card crashed with the QuickMiner just because of the way the software works. I mean, I'm really glad that we have the LHR Unlock, but it's just harder to work with, right? So if a card crashes, usually the whole computer will just go BSOD, right? Blue screen of death, the whole thing would crash. So you gotta do literally one card at a time, wait a bit, save the settings. Like basically to save the settings, once you stabilize, you'd click this button here, that would save it, and then you just let it go a bit and just see if it goes. And then you just do one GPU at a time, slowly, just start with a memory clock, slowly increase it, maybe like 100 or 200 at a time maximum, and then back it off if it crashes, and just work your way right down the rig. As soon as you make a setting change, you click on single, for example. Single will reply to one card that is the one you're selected on, and same with selected. Selected, I guess you could choose more than one. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but there probably is a way. I'm not sure how to select more than one. But all will do all. I just did one at a time just to be safe. And then as you click the button, you'll notice that the overclock's right here in Excavator OCTuner. So this is the section here. You'll see down here, it'll show you the overclock settings, the power limits, TDPs, real power and speed, and the efficiency. And then the top chart here, try not to get confused here. The top chart is just basically some basic statuses on the cards, like temperatures, the utilization, the fan levels, and things like that, right? So you can also set the fan speed. So if you go over here, for example, sorry, the VNC is a bit slow, so remote it, and let me just see, go up a little higher. Okay, so default auto. So it's gonna set, these are targets for the speeds, but like let's say you put fixed speed and you put 100 for everything. You could put like this, click all, okay, and all will actually apply the fan speed to all of them. And then if you want to do one at a time, you just click the single. I don't like the UI that much. I think this UI could be improved quite a bit. NiceHash, if you want a software developer to help improve the UI, maybe we can write this. We could build this in a single page application framework like Angular, and actually have some feedback when you click the button. Maybe it'll display at the bottom it'll display setting applied or something. Just maybe CSS clean up a little bit. But anyways. Enough of that blabbing. Yeah, guys, anyways, if you liked the video, please subscribe, please click the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.